This is James Holder, Firefield TV, in association with Matt King's Gym Mobile. With me, trainer Shane McGUIGAN. We're at the press conference today for George Groves v Martin Murray on the undercard of Joshua v Brazil.
Yeah.
Quite an interesting press conference that, and sort of carried on from where the gloves are left off in some respect.
Yeah, I mean, it's simmering, isn't it? You know, I think there's a lot of tension there, a lot of respect. Don't get me wrong, but there's a lot of tension. You know, obviously, there's a couple of failed attempts at world level. They both feel like they were hard done by. They both feel like they're better than each other, and that's why it's such an intriguing fight. I think it's going to definitely steal the show on Saturday night. 7
world attempts between them, interestingly enough. In many people's eyes, Martin Murray should have been world champion at least a couple of times. I know Groves has got his thoughts on his outcome of his fights, but there must be a lot of pressure on both men coming into this. The fact that they know the winner will go on potentially to get that elusive world title shot, and the loser having to rebuild.
Exactly. Yeah, we've got a little bit of confirmation there that, you know, obviously Felix Stern might be getting well, obviously his B sample was bad as well. So we're looking at this potentially to the winner fights Chudinov for the vacant title. So it's something to really bite down your gum shoulder and dig in when those rounds get tough. So they've had their chances, but both of them are world class. You know, it's just a shame. You know, Martin's come up against Golovkin and Sergio Martinez, 2 pound for pound kings, and, you know, obviously, like, Carl Froch is a fantastic fighter as well. So, you know, George has fought him, and I think he was unlucky against Badu Jack, who's a really good fighter as well. So they've showed their class. They've been unlucky, but I believe George is going to win a world title, and I believe Martin Murray unfortunately won't get his 5th shot.
What did you make of Martin Murray explaining the sparring story for one? I know you may not have been with George Groves at that point.
No, I wasn't. No.
So it's sort of a little bit irrelevant from that point of view. But what did you make of the fact that they are willing to dish the dirt on each other, so to speak?
Going back to sparring, aren't we? It's the same thing that happened with Frampton. It doesn't really inspire sparring. You know, for instance, Carl Froch, he spars terribly. You know, he's had some times where he's had brutal sparring sessions and always performed on a night. And, you know, I think if my fighter was Martin Murray and he was getting beaten up like he was in the fight in the sparring session, I would have pulled him out. You know, and there's no point doing it, you know, behind the closed doors, getting beaten up round after round. So I think it's a bit irrelevant, you know. But George, from what I heard, he gave a good account of himself. He just was his first day back in the gym, sparring 4 minutes and getting 30 seconds off, and at altitude as well, Big Bear. So there's a lot of factors there, but, you know, credit to him for jumping in there.
What do you think you've corrected with George Groves since you've been working with him from his time, say, with Paddy Fitzpatrick? What sort of corrections do you think he's made and made him a better fighter?
I feel he's happy. He's back in the gym, you know, with people that he likes. He feels like he's maybe not the best fighter in the gym. You know, he wants to strive to be the best fighter in the gym. He's hungry to learn. He's watching other people spar, picking up little things. And also, I think for me, it's just making him aware that he is a super middleweight. And as the guys go up the weight divisions, punches get less, and you have to be a lot more selective with your punches. And with that, you know, I think before he was maybe looking for too many, layering his shots and looking for too many and getting clipped. You know, George, just real basic boxing for him. You know, stick to what he's good at, and, you know, great fast jab. He's got fast hands, hard puncher, got good balance, good base. Making sure he comes in the ring at the right weight. And although they say he's struggling at the weight, he's not struggling at the weight. For 3 camps back to back, that's iron that thought process out. You know, they're definitely, for me, clutching at swords a little bit on that. But, you know, he's matured as a person, and he's an incredibly intelligent man. And he's got to make sure when he goes into the fight, he's using that intelligence, and he's being very selective with his shots.
Obviously, you've got the carrot of Chudinov being dangled, but obviously in the division, the likes of Sakio Bika, the rematch with the nemesis that is James DeGale, obviously that will always be in everyone's thought process. So it's very important from George Groves' career and his point of view at the age of 28 that he does beat Martin Murray, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. But, you know, it's I'm not looking for him. You know, he's not looking for him to lose either. You know, he's convinced he's going to beat him, and so am I. There's not one part of me that is getting nervous for this fight, because I know we've done everything in the gym, and I know give him Chudinov afterwards. I think he'll punch the head off him as well. So he's had a little blip in his career, but the best is yet to come. He's beaten James DeGale. I mean, you know, he showed his quality, and he's going to show it again.
Listen, Shane, thank you very much for talking to IFL TV. We do appreciate it, sir. And we look forward to
James.
catching you and the team on Friday at the weigh-in. Thank you very much.
Thanks, mate. Cheers.
Thanks, Shane.